IVM.
Hi, I'm Rohan Joshi, and on my podcast, the show about crypto, I've been having some pretty cool conversations with industry experts about what exactly cryptocurrency is and what makes it so exciting. If you haven't already, please check it out on the IVM Podcasts Network. Now, a quick shout out to my fellow crypto heads. We've got a listener survey going on, which will take not more than 10 minutes of your time to fill out. So please check the link in the description and help me out by filling it up. Don't forget to tune into a show about crypto on the IVM app and wherever you get your podcasts from.
And we are back in spite of no football happening over the last week, which also makes me happy because United did not play and therefore no anxiety, no acidity. Today, finally, Shivram tenure at LinkedIn is finally going to help us today because all the transfer updates that is going to give us, people must have updated their profiles.
You were also at LinkedIn, so you should also be contributing to this discussion.
I will, in one way or the other. So because there was no football and I didn't watch the Australian Open final, we will not talk about.
What did you do then on Sunday?
Big Boss.
Full day Sunday.
Of course. The context to all the episodes leading to the grand finale and then all of that. So yeah. Disappointing end.
To Big Boss
to Big Boss.
Talk about Big Boss.
To Big Boss, of course.
I thought you were talking about Arsenal's transfer window tomorrow.
Oh, I'm going to talk about that. You know what? I have not read this. I was going to make a joke. I haven't read the book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, but I read the news about Auba wanting to take a pay cut to join Barcelona. He's staying put in Barcelona. So I don't know whether it makes sense to call it a gooner who wants to sell his Ferrari, but I don't know the plot of the book.
So the story is that he went there without Barcelona or Arsenal knowing that he's in Barcelona. Like that is brilliant.
That is the best kind of travel, right? Like you just get up and go. It's the Wanderlust, #Wanderlust post on Instagram.
But is it? Don't you have to? You don't get chutti in a notice period, anyways, right? He doesn't care anyways.
So if you're on contract, it doesn't matter, right? They're not employees.
Yeah, but Shivram, you tell me to go to Barcelona by taking a pay cut. I mean, what days, man, on Aubameyang?
He's not the Barcelona of the club, right? No,
yeah.
So he's been frozen out of the club. Arsenal are really happy not playing with a striker because the goals are anyway not coming. So I mean, with full respect to Aubameyang, I read this tweet, he was scintillating at a club that was anything but scintillating for the longest time. He scored a bunch of goals for Arsenal, some of them really, really good. If you remember the goals against Liverpool in, I think, the Community Shield, and even before that, I think the FA Cup final against Chelsea, if I'm not wrong. So both of them, he was spectacular.
It all went wrong after that when he dropped that FA Cup trophy.
Yeah,
yes.
I think that is
it went down the drain. Yeah.
He did score in the Community Shield from outside the box. So I think maybe he jumped one game and then continued. But other than that, I think it was just how it's becoming at Arsenal. And Arsenal have this really bad habit of keeping players at bay. Like they don't make that decision quickly, right? Which is, I think, has cost them a lot of money in the long run. If you don't want to play someone, which is completely fine, right? Like it's a sports team. And this is going back to LinkedIn, you've seen a lot of companies describe themselves. I remember Netflix used to describe themselves as an elite athletic sports team. And the fact is, if you have only 11 spots on the field and one of them is not performing, the next one who is performing will automatically make that cut. Netflix has obviously since let go of that thought, but it still holds true for a sports team. Right, yeah. Arsenal don't seem to follow that ethos. They don't continue to play the best players, or if they do, they don't let go of the players that are not the best of the lot.
So and Arsenal are continuing with that tradition of being linked with Dembele all of a sudden in the last few hours of the transfer window.
Yeah, see, the only thing Xavi said, मैं किसी को भी ले लूंगा, मैं Dembele निकाल दो. ठीक है, तो Arsenal said नहीं, तुम ले लो Aubameyang, हमें भी नहीं चाहिए. So they said, we'll sweeten the deal.
But the story is that Dembele said no, saying, you can't say no to me. I will reject your club. And right. Dembele has been making very wise decisions of not moving outside of Barcelona for a long time.
So Barcelona ka transfer, I think players ka Barcelona strategy is, agar मैं इधर बैठा हूँ, तो कोई मैं Barcelona के लिए खेलूंगा. Basically, that is their strategy.
No, but that is going to change. They've got a bouncer from Wolves. Or anybody who's seen slacking. It's going to be
baby
whacked.
oil ka wage bill is going to go through the roof.
Is going to be whacked. But yeah, all of this nonsense that Shivram's talking about, Arsenal philosophy and culture, all of that. Play the second best. They don't have a second best striker. The second best striker is Nketiah, whose contract is going to run down.
Wait, who's the best striker?
I mean, relatively, then it's Laka and Aubameyang and Martinelli. Then probably Nketiah in that pecking order.
Martinelli
It's all
left
relative.
wing, Ray.
Everybody is a striker.
Who's
right?
on your left wing? United left wing?
So the point that I was trying to make here is they bid for one Espanyol striker. Right? Don't even know his name. Who scored 12 goals. His release cost is 75 million. Okay, that's the striker.
T.
Correct. They had to bid for him. So I don't know what this culture crap that you're giving me. Arsenal have no culture anymore. They used to. Then they fired Wenger, and since then it's just going downhill. But we'll talk enough about Arsenal. I want to talk about the next worst team in London, which is Tottenham, and also Ayer's favorite team after the break. They've got lots of ins and outs this January. So we'll take a quick break. We'll go find sponsors, and then we'll come back.
$100. That's all it takes to begin your journey with Bitcoin and Ethereum. No, really. With CoinSwitch, you can start investing in over 100 cryptocurrencies with just 100 rupees. On top of that, there are zero charges for deposits and withdrawals, so you can trade, buy, sell, however and whenever you want. All of this, plus their extremely intuitive interface, makes CoinSwitch the perfect app for beginners in the crypto space. But don't take my word for it. Just download CoinSwitch for free and try it out for yourself. If you'd like more information on cryptocurrencies, tune into A Show About Crypto with me, Rohan Joshi, my new adventure on IVM Podcasts. CoinSwitch, kuch to badlega.
Did we get sponsors?
Has Ndombele gone, or is it still not confirmed? He's gone.
He's gone. He came from Lyon. He went to Lyon.
Yeah,
he went to Lyon.
So that. But then, when you say ins and outs, who are the ins? Is Bentancur and Kulusevski confirmed, or is it this is just we're waiting again?
No, they're confirmed. He's also already bought, I think, Zakaria or somebody from.
Listen, I'm only wary about Tottenham always, because you remember when Lamela. After Lamela, Dybala was supposed to go to Juventus, and then in the last minute, image rights became an issue, etc., etc. So until it's actually they pose with the jersey, or even after that, until they come on the field, I don't know if any of these players are coming to Tottenham.
Yeah, I don't think Bentancur has to worry about his image rights. So I mean,
I always thought Bentancur was a very good player whenever I saw him, but clearly, from what I'm reading online, he's very average, even for
good
Juventus.
People make poor choices, right? So. Good players also make.
That's why we're here.
So he's finally getting some players. I don't know if this is the kind of team that Conte really wants.
Okay, someone said no to Spurs, who was in the non-league team. Like, how hilarious is that? Like, मेरे को पैसे भी नहीं बनाने हैं, लेकिन मैं तुम्हारे साथ तो नहीं खेलूंगा. Like, that is where they are. So it's okay. You accurately said the worst team in London.
Van de Beek has gone to Everton, and so has Frank Lampard. So we know.
Do you think Van de Beek will start for Everton?
No, that's the point of it. He won't, and then he'll realize it's not the club to be blamed for everything that happens to his career. I mean, even if he plays, he's going to play under Lampard, who we don't know how long he'll stick at Everton.
No, I'm going to give him here the benefit of the doubt. I know I cursed him a lot at Chelsea. I think Lampard deserves this chance. Yeah. Come on, he'll do well. He should do well at Everton.
He's just moving between different shades of blue. It's what is happening.
Why will he do better than the 4 or 5 other managers? I think Slaven Bilic was the first guy they had after the takeover.
Possibly, might be right.
Because there is a lot more scope for growth at Everton, right? Whereas Chelsea, he did finish 4th that season. He qualified for the Champions League. He didn't do badly. He just went. They were under a transfer embargo for like two windows. He finished 4th. He had the achievement of qualifying for the Champions League. It went bad over a month and a half.
What an achievement, man!
Yeah,
qualifying for Champions League is left for. I'm being harsh. You were the one who was being harsh on Lampard all this while.
Harsh because you know that Chelsea will hire and fire left, right, and centre. I think he'll do decently well at Everton.
You think Everton are not hiring and firing left, right, centre?
They will, as long as I think they don't get relegated, they'll be fine. They should be fine this season, and he can grow. And because Gerrard is doing decently well, I think Lampard will also. It's lit a fire under him a little bit. So I think he'll have to do.
This Vieira versus Arteta versus Lampard versus Gerrard, and all the real managers are actually winning. Pep Guardiola and Klopp. and these alumni teams are playing in the middle somewhere. not doing anything. And then Ole is even worse.
Yeah. So you had an example with Ole. So anyways, his achievement at Chelsea was qualifying for the Champions League. His achievement at Everton will be not getting relegated. If that's the barometer at which, then we're okay. Then I think.
And Newcastle playing Everton first. We'll see the Newcastle team versus Everton. Newcastle about everyone they can find. Target, Trippier. There's Dan Burn on the radar.
Good
Dan Burn as well.
Yeah,
they got Dan Burn as well.
The Wood is already there from Burnley to Newcastle. Lovely signings.
Yeah. And of course, they got in that Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah, I think
he's coming. So
40 million for that is there on the business end of the transfer window.
I don't know about this player. Neither do I know about the one that Luis Diaz.
He was tipped to come to Arsenal, so you know he's bad.
He's bad.
It's brilliant. In Bruno Guimaraes' in the intro video, right? Like he's put up a video. Obviously, someone's made it. I think the club only put it up. It shows stories of him being linked to various clubs. The first three slides are of Arsenal, are the first three news articles.
Yeah.
So Arsenal is bidding for good players, but obviously they're not getting it. So I mean, the strategy is partly right.
No, the Arsenal strategy is bidding, interested in, और checking out. ऐसा इसमें हम रह जाते हैं अभी checking out का window खत्म होने वाला है बहुत जल्दी. So with that, let's talk about Mason Greenwood. I'm surprised you haven't talked about him yet. What the hell happened, Sapre?
There's nothing to talk about, man. He just was an asshole. And
continues to be.
I mean, yeah, he continues to be an asshole, and I hope and I'm sure he'll be given the right punishment for this. And what else can you say about this one? Just like, I mean, he's got Rashford as an example next to him, academic graduate doing well. You have Ronaldo. I mean,
okay, let me stop there. Okay, Ronaldo, decent, no. I think right now both of them are in the same bracket to whatever degree.
No. That's just wild allegations that you are throwing at Ronaldo. Next year when he leaves the club, then we'll talk. I'll add to this story about Ronaldo.
I think it's about separating the art from the artist.
Yeah, so I don't care about his potential. Even if it's a player without any potential, it doesn't really matter. It's just very shameful of what he's done. And I hope he is being punished appropriately by the authorities and the club and, everybody else. Just stupid that he is.
Good.
That's all. What else to talk about Greenwood?
No, I saw Harriet Robson, the lady.
Correct.
Her father put out a statement. My God, that was horrible. I don't know what these people are thinking. Like, it was just terrible. I saw in some groups, like, also questioning Harriet Robson, saying, what if she's faking it? I mean, that is just, we're now in 2022 officially. I think people need to get out of their heads out of their asses for once.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know whether she's faking it, not faking it. I don't think it's faking. There's enough evidence around it so I mean, you can ask any questions that you want to, but at least read the circumstances and the evidence around before you come up with stupid questions like this. But each one has their right to. But yeah, I read that statement from a father. It's just very disturbing in one way.
Yeah.
And I'm glad there aren't too many jokes kind of flying around it. A lot of jokes came around during Mendy and what happened to him, and not a lot of jokes are coming on this time. So I'm glad people are taking shit like this very, very seriously, irrespective of who the player is.
Yeah.
That's that. Coming back to transfer news, Liverpool's getting somebody from Fulham of all the teams in the world.
What?
Including Southampton. Yeah.
Who?
How would I know? Who knows Fulham players, man? That's why I asked you this.
And it's not Brian Ruiz. It is Luis. A different player it is.
No. Some player they're getting from Fulham. Name all the players from Fulham. This is a test.
Mitrovic.
Okay. Fabio Carvalho, the young kid.
सबको Portuguese चाहिए. सबको अब flavor में Portuguese चाहिए.
This is similar like Harvey Elliott. No. I mean, he refused to sign a contract like Harvey Elliott was also from Fulham who went to Liverpool. Fabio Carvalho also refused to sign a contract and Liverpool can pick him up.
Fulham is Liverpool's feeding club. I had no idea.
I mean, one thing is to get players for cheap. The other is to get players from Fulham.
Yeah.
But we said going to cost Fulham a position on the league.
You were talking about best club in London, worst club in London. The best club in London is Fulham. Everyone else is just a distant second, and then they can follow. And leading on to
Fulham
Spurs.
Are at a very different level, right? The championship, so it's fine.
They are high flying like that.
In the championship. So you're high flying.
Carvalho can leave. He's welcome to go. He's welcome to go to Liverpool. Let's see how Harvey Elliott's career will work out. We don't know. Poor guy had an injury. But If you saw when Sessegnon went to Tottenham, it didn't work out very well. So.
But see where he went. I think that is where the problem lies.
You have to get out of London to at least be better. So what is it going to cost Fulham a place like a top position in the league? Or
No chance. No way.
Who is he? When does he come off the bench? We don't know anything about this.
He starts. He comes. He's a playmaker. He's an 18 or a 19-year-old playmaker.
Fulham is a playmaker.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it is a wild run of the imagination that Karthik is sometimes, now that he's in Bombay, he's indulging in substances.
When we play fiver football, or somebody says, I will move the ball. Everybody has to defend.
No, Arsenal look like they're going to switch to five-a-side. Or, someone hasn't told, like Premier League is going to announce its five-a-side. Because now the squad is only 17 players. So, like, they should have done this a long time ago. Fantastic. They've now done it. But please get other players, right? So, like, I know we are only playing the Premier League and nothing else is really there. And top 4 is all you're going for. But you still need the top flow. Otherwise, you'll end up like Burnley with 30 games in hand at the end of the season. And then we'll have to play them over one weekend, every 3 hours, one game like that you'll have to play.
Hey, no, you know what? No. With respect to teams in the Championship, they can do well. Look at Traore. Middlesbrough to Wolves and now to Barcelona.
Braithwaite was also at
Braithwaite as well, yes.
Adama and Braithwaite played together at Middlesbrough.
So you find a connection there.
Dreams do come true.
Naam mein bro hai to kya?
Wow.
Why Adama? Why Traore? He's done nothing. I mean, Spurs were also looking to get him. He does nothing. Apart from running really, really quickly.
He's like a FIFA format. He runs fast. Then you figure out later what you want to do with the ball. First, you get to the other side. Barcelona also have the same problem. They're not scoring enough goals. Like, same with Messi. It's not like Messi would have solved it. Messi scored how many, Karthik? Remind me. At PSG?
1. Digit.
Might have confused it with 2. So, just clarify. But that's all they need. Just pace. That's what they don't have. So, dal do. Jo bhi hai, dal do. Like Dembele was quick, but he was lying down on the stretcher half the time. He was quick to lie down on the stretcher. So they'll find someone who has muscles and won't fall down so easily.
It's just like to block players. Their current defense and holding midfielder can't do that. Just like a Traore in the middle.
If I was Messi, I would block Dembele to Barcelona, to PSG. Somehow, some way, I will try and block.
In PSG,
shouldn't Messi just come back? I mean, PSG, he got more money than what he was making at Barcelona. He came out, he made a statement, nobody spoke to me about a pay cut. I could have probably been willing to do it. He's making far more money at PSG. He's not doing great at PSG. PSG don't really need him.
I don't think Messi has a money problem. So let's get that.
So he can come back at Barcelona, right?
If he wanted to, he could have. Yeah, he could have.
So all this is Messi's fault. You're trying to blame the president.
It was always Messi's fault. It was always Messi's fault.
I want to get out of the way. One, I'm very happy with the fact that Eriksen is back, albeit at Brentford. I thought they'll sign a striker after what Tony did. Where he
what
said,
did he do?
Brentford on a video.
Oh, really?
What? He did that? Or it's an old video that's come up or something like that?
Do I care whether it's an old video or not?
I mean, it's a true statement. He's not saying any false facts here. They live in the shadow of... They live in the shadow of Fulham, firstly.
Which team is in the Premier League, Karthik?
Okay. And they somehow got the lottery ticket they won, called the playoffs, and they've come into the Premier League.
Wow. Lottery ticket where you have to play a game and win.
Disrespect for
play 3, I think,
elite Premier League club, man.
I hope they stay. I hope they stay in the Premier League because next season, then Fulham will show them what it's like to play.
Again, they'll go down. Then Fulham will know, and then Brentford will realize what it's like to get relegated.
Brentford in London or what?
It's next to Fulham, Ray. I told you I live in the shadow.
How many derbies does Fulham have then?
Clubs like Chelsea, QPR and Brentford live in Fulham shadow.
Fulham derbies happen every alternate year. So they go to the Premier League, then the next year they come back.
They play against Arsenal, London derby. They play against Spurs, London derby. They play some Carabao Cup against
West Ham, the concept of a city. Generally in life, in the world, in
like
geography.
If you play Vadala versus Low Parel,
you can say Mumbai Derby.
So correct, Mumbai Derby. But Vadala is home, the Low Parel people won't come. But if Vadala is...
The anyways don't come. Correct. Derby or no derby, Vadala people come to Low Parel every day.
Correct.
We associate ourselves at the Low
Parel.
Wow,
y'all found that extremely funny for some reason.
Yeah, Bandra East. Why don't you realize... You can come on Tripsy, Pulsar, you come Tripsy. No worries.
The only 3 things to hang out in Bandra East is there's none actually. Forget
There's a signal.
Just a Sahib.
You can take your car into the movie theater and all. It's there.
No, that is BKC, Karthik.
Where? Which is Bandra is same. What pin code is it? Bandra East all a pin code only.
How do people hang out in the movie theater here?
You just go in the car. You can go inside.
Just go through the screen and jump into the gala which is behind you. That is a Bandra East pin code.
Shut up. Eriksen is back. I am glad. He had a lot of extra medical tests. Uska insurance.
Apparently, Syria don't allow people to wear a device and then
primitive.
Yeah, I don't understand. Why is that such a rule? Like, is it from health condition? Like, is it like a health precaution ki mat khelo? Kuch bhi ho sakta hai.
So 19 out of the 20 clubs don't have money, right? So if a player something happens to them, they can't go in the market and buy. So rule they chahiye. So wo hai. So Dembele is nothing's happening. United we've been spoken about. They're not interested. Surprisingly, Arsenal are not interested. Barcelona themselves are also not interested. So
you realize such few transfers have happened that we're now repeating names is what is happening.
No, a lot of transfers have happened. A lot of transfers have not happened also.
I honestly can't remember the single. If you have to pick one, the standout one of this window, I can only think of Vlahovic to Juventus. That seems
from Fiorentina, which is also.
By the way, Arsenal bid for him. So again,
Arsenal I think bid for everyone and no one's coming.
Arsenal has been the story of this transfer window.
I told you, I think in our last episode only, that Arsenal don't have that reach upstairs. They only get this Ben White and Ramsdale, who turn out to be great, which is nice. But
why didn't you get Ramsey? Ramsey is going to Rangers, Buchara.
Arey, Ramsey, no, उसका पैसा नहीं बचता. 400,000 pounds a week, man.
Oh, Rangers is paying that money, or you think?
Maybe they're paying 250k. Like इतना भी थोड़ा ना कट लेगा वो. But Ramsey is also Welsh, ना तो चलता है वहाँ पे अपना.
I was waiting for Alvaro Morata because I think before the window began, it was his name that was thrown around a lot, come to Barcelona and all of that. He's not going anywhere. Is he? I don't know. I haven't read about him. He can go, right? The PSG is also looking for a striker. Everybody's looking.
So
for
now
a striker.
we're talking about stuff that is not happening. Also, okay.
There's one day left.
I'll tell you my pick. Coutinho.
Yeah, nice one. That is good.
Oh, it's happened already.
You've forgotten because January is a long month.
Yeah, and Villa have bought a few more, I think, good guys, right? Like some decent.
They have.
Yeah.
But they've also lost.
They want to get more. They want to get a midfielder. So bidding left, right, center.
Playmaker. Fulham has quite a few from what I heard.
Playmakers. Yeah.
Douglas Luiz was supposed to come to Arsenal. अभी पता नहीं phone नहीं उठा रहा है अभी.
Brazilian.
No, Douglas Luiz, I highly rate him, and I'm not saying because Arsenal are in for him. If you see him play, he's very, very good on the pitch. I really like him. I don't know what he'll do at Arsenal. He's a good player, is all I know.
So Arsenal is not bringing anybody. No last minute transfer.
We're all waiting. Right? If I know, I'll tell you.
United, it's only if Lingard goes, then that's the only thing.
So I picked Vlahovic. Sivram picked Coutinho. Can you get off your trip of transfers that did not happen and are not going to happen? And name someone who you think is the best one.
I don't think there is any.
You're not just speculating. You're writing the column for the Guardian there, transfer rumors, and you're just putting down all the names.
No, it's not rumors. Why would I want to talk about transfers that have already happened?
Right? Isn't that the point of this entire
point of transfer?
Yeah.
No.
Speculation is what happened before the window starts. Now that the window is getting over, speculation
I'm interested in what happened. No, it's not over, no?
I think it's time we shut this window.
Yeah, we'll shut this window. Window is still on. Bunch of people can still move around. So, keep your hopes up. Yeah. When you play for Fulham, there's nothing but optimism that you should believe in.
So defensive surprise.
Of course.
I want someone to listen to this point.
Look, I don't have a pick. I don't think Coutinho is the best transfer just because he scored against a lowly United side. I don't.
He's taking his anger out on you now.
Yeah. Coutinho, of all the people, Coutinho, shut up. So I don't have it. I have not seen what is his name, Vlahovic. I haven't seen YouTube videos also. So
Vlahovic.
Vlahovic. I don't know why is he your transfer pick just because it's the money involved. I'm sure you've not seen him play as well.
I mean, he watched Fiorentina play, man. It's not that hard.
Balls, he watched Fiorentina play.
Achha, okay. Just get to the next thing. Whatever the next thing you want to talk about, let's talk about that.
I don't have anything else to talk about. That's why I'm continuing with this.
Are we in a relationship now that we don't know about? Is this
Can't
like a
manage
Seinfeld
silence.
episode?
Maybe we haven't named Dembele already enough in this episode. We can talk about him more.
So is
You are
the
the one
episode
talking
going to
about
be
Dembele.
Golmaal? Is this what the deal is?
Yes, of course. It is Golmaal. So done with transfers, whatever shit. Next week football's back. FPL में कुछ करना है तो बता देना.
Sapre has given up on the entire concept of the window only.
How dare you say Coutinho has been the best transfer of the season? I mean,
I don't know why you're taking it out on Instagram. Your anger should be directed here. I called you out on talking about stuff.
It's fine. It's fine. Arey, what to say? Yaar? He's just lost his mind. So what is that called? Vipreet Kale.
Vinash Kale Vipreet Buddhi.
You know very clearly.
Look, I'm United in a bad shape. I know that. Let me be very honest. I was hoping that this window would do something for United so that we can at least target third. Uske upar to jaane se rahe hum. But now we are cutting costs by letting people out and really pissing off. So
Is Pogba still playing for him?
He's pondering on the sidelines. He'll ponder. He's a thinking man's creative player. Unless some
Playmaker
है तो he's pondering whether or not. तो बाकी कुछ है नहीं मेरे पास transfer window में कुछ हुआ नहीं है. We hope some great news happens by the end of it. We have matches over the weekend. We have to change our FPL teams. I don't know if has COVID खत्म हो गया UK में.
COVID खत्म नहीं हुआ है. Pandemic चल रहा है. अभी ये गेम भी खत्म नहीं हुआ है लेकिन अभी एक और गेम बाकी है.
Shut up! What?
Burnley or Watford?
Forget COVID. Sapre game week has been happening for some 5 weeks now.
What nonsense is this? Why couldn't they just play? Who cares about Burnley? Watford? You should have played, na? By this time.
By the time Watford will be relegated and Burnley will have 4 games in hand, so we have काफी time.
They have new manager. Who's the new manager?
Roy Hodgson, the main man, is back.
Why Hodgson? Benitez को लेना चाहिए था. Anyway, so do we have tips for FPL for me? Or
no tips. There's the game is not over. Please hold on to your wild card because new players might come in. पिछले बार भी बोला था. Again repeating it.
Hold on to your last wild card.
For now.
For now. Or the question. You want to talk about something about Fulham? Anything else? Nothing. Otherwise, we'll close this episode.
Yeah.
Nothing. Honestly, nothing else to talk about. You want to talk about Nadal? Bol do ek baar. Shivram is not a Nadal fan, so he must be disappointed in that.
I'm not disappointed because the thing is, I didn't make fun of people after the second set because I wasn't like around to make fun of people, which is the best decision that has happened to me. Right, and after that 3 sets later, like what happened, everyone saw. So it was possibly the best thing that happened to me over the weekend. So I just stayed quiet and surprisingly it has worked in my favor. So I'm just going to follow that suit and just stay quiet.
Chalo, very good. I hear anything from you? No, lovely.
No, I'm good.
Do you don't have anything? Stop blaming me for this.
I hope Dembele comes to Manchester United. I hope you have to support.
I hope so too, but that's not going to happen. So let's not talk about. I'll see you guys next week. Till then, nothing. See you guys next week. See you guys. Bye.
So if you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on our social media handles. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I'm Fickleberry Hun on Twitter and Instagram. That's Huckleberry Finn, but Fickle.
If you want to reach out to me, I am Sapre on Twitter and Sapre on Instagram.
You can reach out to me at iRant, which is IYERANT on Twitter and Instagram. This is Football Shootball. Recognize.
Hey everybody, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Advertising is Dead, Varun talks to Aman Gupta, CMO and co-founder of Bout. They discuss how Aman built a profitable brand via a thorough understanding of his consumers and his experiences as one of the sharks on Shark Tank India. On Paisa Vaisa, Shinjini Kumar, co-founder of the My Salt app, debunks various myths around women and finance with Anupam. On The Longest Constitution, Priya raises important questions in this Republic Day special episode. She compares the current state of our country to the vision of the Constitution that was formulated 73 years ago. The Pulyabazi hosts contemplate how to celebrate Republic Day in their new series, Ek Sawal Kahin Jawab. And on the Life Manifesto, Zarina teaches us how to say no and create healthy boundaries. Also, just one quick announcement for everybody. We would like you to check out the new version of our Android app. It's available on the Play Store. It's a really interesting take on how to listen to podcasts. Do give it a look and let us know what you think. We're open to feedback on all of our social media channels. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Also, do remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. Word of mouth really does help. And don't forget to rate us on any of the platforms you're listening to us on. And you can also check us out on YouTube. And we have a number of channels there at ivmpodcast.com/YouTube where you can take a look at them. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Bank of Baroda and CoinSwitch Kuber. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Do you wonder why China does the things that it does? Or want to know how we could improve online privacy? Or perhaps you're thinking about how we can kickstart India's economy. If you'd like to search for the answers to such questions, check out All Things Policy, a daily public policy podcast that covers everything from employment figures to aircraft carriers. Tune in from Monday to Friday for new episodes and fresh takes.